Over 3 billion people around the world are now exposed to the worst impacts of our warming planet. This is the shocking reality published in the latest report by the UN's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. In the most comprehensive study to date, 270 scientists from 67 countries found that there will be substantial damages to human lives and irreversible losses to animal and plant species on land and at sea. Extreme weather has already devastated ecosystems beyond recovery and exposed millions to food and water shortages. Wildfires, flooding, drought. But the worst is almost certainly still to come. Current climate policies put the world on track for 2.4 degrees centigrade of warming, far exceeding the maximum 1.5 degrees centigrade target agreed in Paris and renewed at COP26. Those who have polluted the least have the fewest resources to adapt and will suffer the most damaging consequences. There is still hope, but the window of opportunity is narrowing. We must act, and we must act now.
Hyperdrive now.
Round 1 of Extreme E is situated near Tabuk in the northwest of Saudi Arabia, in the new region of Neom, the site of a brand new series of urban developments that will be driven by smart technologies, whilst also integrating seamlessly into the existing natural environment. The vast Arabian Peninsula in which this project is taking place is also located in one of the biggest deserts in the world, and through the rising global temperature and human impact, plant and animal life has been reduced in the region. However, the environmental experts in Neom are looking to change that.
Any ecosystem around the world, but especially desert ecosystems, water means life. Neom's a region in the northwest of Saudi Arabia. It's 26,500 square kilometres. It's being brought to life as a new way of living. It'll be home to cognitive communities and cognitive cities for millions of people to live, work and play in ways that have never been done before. And a key feature of the design intent behind Neom is livability and creating an environment where people will thrive, not just through access to technologies and the future of industry, but also by the proximity to nature. Nature is a key part of what Neom's offering the world, and the way we're doing that is we've locked in our design plans that only 5% of Neom will be developed for people to live in, and 95% is being preserved for the protection of nature. People imagine deserts being completely devoid of water, and they are very dry places, but as you can see here, there are sources of water. This stream runs all year round and it's fed by springs, and those springs have their source in underground water. And there's a long history of using that underground water for agriculture and irrigation. And so the spring we see here is at the moment the only permanent water source in the whole of Neom. So we're going to be beginning to rebuild all of those natural processes, which will lay the foundations for a very ambitious program of regreening and rewilding Neom. And what that means is when it comes to vegetation is we'll be doing active planting in some areas where we actually start to build up the vegetation base, starting with ground cover, grasses and shrubs, and helping with some trees that will create shade. The end state will be revegetated areas that look after themselves, but we need to help kickstart that and accelerate that recovery through a replanting program. We're going to stop the removal of groundwater and we're going to replace those water needs with desalinated water. Desalination in Neom is going to be done different than it's ever been done before. So firstly, it's going to be powered entirely by renewable energies. Through making the most of this incredible sunlight, we'll be able to power desalination in a totally green way and actually enable the restoration, the recovery of these natural water systems. And as the vegetation comes back, we start to reintroduce the animals that used to be here. And that will end up with this whole ecosystem, its integrity being restored. The oryx is a great example of how humans can reverse some of the harm they've done. Overhunting and loss of habitat, the oryx was completely eliminated from the Arabian Peninsula. They're actually one of the few large animals that have actually improved in their conservation status through a rebreeding program. We can do this with other species as well, and we'll end up with life thriving and have this incredible landscape of plants and animals that used to thrive here.
Extreme E's revolutionary electric SUV, the Odyssey 21, is an outstanding feat of racing technology. The car's battery, produced by Williams Advanced Engineering, stores 40 kilowatt-hours of usable energy, the equivalent of a 540 horsepower combustion engine. The chassis, crash structure and roll cage are manufactured using a niobium-reinforced steel alloy tubular frame. The bodywork is made from a high-performance natural flax fibre composite, which is not only a renewable CO2 neutral material, but also lightweight and durable. The all-purpose tyres designed by Continental will provide unrivaled grip, whilst innovating sustainable technologies. For Season 2, Continental have developed a brand new tyre with an even more sustainable approach. It'll see an all-new tread compound, now being constructed from discarded rice husks, as well as recycling roughly 58 plastic bottles into each tyre. The electricity used to power each Odyssey 21 is created on-site sustainably, converting solar energy into the hydrogen fuel cell unit produced by AFC Energy. The Odyssey 21 is built to deliver unparalleled performance, as sustainably as possible in the most extreme environments. An Extreme E team consists of one female and one male driver. A race is 2 laps, with each driver completing 1 lap each. Over the course of an X-Prix, the quickest team through the Continental Traction Challenge collects a further 5 championship points. Each team has a hyperdrive power boost that they can activate on every lap of the race. Day 2 sees the knockout races, starting with the 2 semi-finals, where the top 2 teams from each race will progress to the final. The Crazy Race is the last chance to reach the final, with only the winner progressing to the main event. In the 5-car final, the team that crosses the line first wins the X-Prix and claims 25 championship points, with the following teams collecting further points in descending order. The team with the most championship points come the end of the season will be crowned Extreme E champions. With qualifying Masters X44 having once again topped the tables the day before, they booked themselves a place in semi-final 1, alongside current champions Rosberg X Racing and Excite Energy Racing.
X44 car sits down nicely, but Christopherson moves across to block them immediately. Trying to get alongside Gutierrez. He's just up behind Christopherson now. She takes the line that Bounce was on yesterday. She's still alongside the RXR machine. Up and over the first crest. Oh, sideways to Gutierrez. Gathers it up, slides out wide. Molinaro going to come through the gap now. Gutierrez, the rear end of the car kicks up. So out wide is Molinaro. Christopherson goes defensive on that second turn. X44 almost getting to P2, but Molinaro gets around the outside. So Gutierrez nearly got it done on Christopherson, but unfortunately, Jenny, the compromise was she now ends up in P3.
Yes, we got the position. Keep going.
Christopherson looking in his mirrors to see exactly where the Excite car of Molinaro is.
Molinaro's right up there, close together. Oh, contact on the exit.
This is feisty stuff from Molinaro. She is going for Christopherson. She knows they're the current reigning champions of that car. She is giving it everything.
Oh, in the background, sideways, having a look inside again. Has Christopherson gone a bit too deep, or is he carrying more speed wide? Molinaro's gone off to the right-hand side. Maybe a problem, or did she just get offline? X44 have come straight through, and Molinaro goes from the tailgate of Christopherson to the back of the field.
Keep as close as possible. Give all the best. Come on, we have one chance.
With X44 and Excite Energy Racing scrapping it out for second, Kristoffersen came into the switch zone with a considerable lead, and first place seemingly RXR's for the taking, meaning the battle for second was heating up with 1 lap to go.
3, 2, 1, go, 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 go.
Just gets out in front, only just gets out in front of Excite. So Bennett will try to hold on to the back of Sebastian Loeb, but Ollie will know he's got his work cut out here. Bennett on the left-hand side of your screen, Loeb's got the inside line. Ollie Bennett trying to carry the speed around the outside, look back up the inside of him. Bennett's having a good weekend, isn't he? He's the inside Loeb again on the way into turn 3. Loeb's like slightly wide, it couldn't be closer.
This is absolutely fascinating stuff. Bennett doing a cracking job, and I think Molinaro set him up for a really good challenge.
Oh, Bennett's super late on the brakes there. You can see the underguards of the car digging into the sand. He'll take a look on the exit here. Oh no, flag for Bennett. So he's clipped the flag on the inside, Jenny. That's certainly going to be a 5-second penalty.
But Excite Energy Racing weren't the only team suffering with misfortune.
Problem for RXR. RXR have gone right to the back of the pack.
Wow, this is disaster. What has happened to Arlen Kotlinski? She's put on, I wonder if she made a mistake there, actually. The car is flying down the hill now as she uses her hyperdrive. They're now back, coming past Excite. This is a distraction Excite didn't need. They thought they were in a battle for X44. Now they're in a battle with RXR, and X44 just easing away at the front a little bit.
Bennett makes the pass, so Arlen Kotlinski's gone sideways. But remember, we think Bennett's going to get a 5-second penalty, maybe more, for taking the flag down. Arlen Kotlinski runs the car out wide. Bennett should get more exit speed here, but Kotlinski's up the inside, contact between them. She almost hits the flag, but she just manages to avoid it. Bennett runs wide now. Ollie uses his hyperdrive now. He needs to gap her by 5-10 seconds if he can before the finish, Jenny, because I think that penalty's going to drop him back.
Protect position, protect position.
The X44 car is coming to a finish. Sebastian Loeb flicks the car up, and he has one semi-final one.
Stay with him within 5 seconds, he will get a penalty.
This is the battle for second place. Oh my goodness, it was so close. I think it's just gone to Excite. We need to look at the timing screens because that was as close as you can get.
Ollie, you hit the flag, so we have a 5 seconds penalty.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Yep, anyway, well done, well done.
I knew I had the penalty. I was just keeping my foot down, but obviously fair play with RXR putting a really good race. There's a few moments I thought she left the track, but she came back on and had a fight till the end. So this is it for us, but no, we had a great time. It's the best performance the team's ever had. You know, we were nearly in a final then if I didn't clip the flag, so what more can you want?
With Excite Energy Racing narrowly missing out, Rosberg X Racing would be joining X44 in the 5-car final. And with 2 more spots to be filled from semi-final 2, who would they see lining up alongside them? Extreme E is one of the most progressive motorsports to ever exist, giving not only females a platform at the highest level, but also young up-and-coming drivers a chance to prove themselves on the international stage. However, Extreme E has also caught the attention of some of motorsport's legends from across the globe.
I love what I am doing, you know. It was a dream long time to be a champion in Dakar. Now I win 4 times, you know. This time we are ready to win Extreme E. I'm Nasser Al-Atiyah, driver for AB Cobra XE.
Nasser Al-Attiyah is a Qatari sporting icon. 16-time Middle East Rally champion, 2-time WRC2 champion, and 4-time Dakar Rally winner. Not only a world-class racer, Nasser is an Olympic medalist in clay shooting.
2012 in London, I get the bronze medal, and it was amazing feeling for me. And still I keep this 2 sport in my hand and I train every day.
Whether it's racing or shooting, Nasser is successful at almost anything he sets his sights on. Fresh off the back of winning the 2022 Dakar Rally, beating both Sebastian Loeb and Carlos Sainz en route to victory, he knows he can go toe-to-toe with Extreme E's best.
Extreme E, it's a young sport, you know, from last year. I was really watching. I said one time I will be with some team, you know, and then I am really so lucky and also happy to be part of Cobra team. It's a good idea, you know, from the Extreme E to do these things, you know, for firemen, you know, and to do something for every country. We see a lot of things it's happen, you know, in the world, in our life. This is the important thing. Thank for the organization to have this idea.
As well as pushing sustainability in his racing, Extreme E is also presenting new challenges on course for the 4-time Dakar winner.
Just I need to learn a lot, for the new sport, the electric, and because a lot of things to understand. I jump for first time in electric car, and it was amazing feeling, when I am inside the car.
Alatia makes a pass up the inside. Absolutely stunning move from Alatia.
To be honest, I have a good team, have experience from last year, and I put my experience in off-road. During the testing, we improve a lot from my skill for off-road. I think we are in good way. I think it will be a fair game for everybody, Less problem can win this race. My goal to win, but we need to respect everybody. Sebastian Lopez will be really quite fast. We know each other very well, we have also Carlos. We need to enjoy and to do our best, and if we can finish top 3 will be amazing for the first race for us.
While the Extreme E drivers provide a great racing spectacle on the course, the championship is targeting a wider impact off it by supporting the UN's 17 global goals, one of which is to ensure the availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation, a vital resource and infrastructure for the future inhabitants of the sustainable urban development of Neom.
Here in Neom, we will be developing the first at-scale, fully renewable and sustainable water network. Water is extremely rare. Water demand has now outstripped water supply, and people that live in areas where they have fresh water don't really realize that. Approximately 4% of the fresh water now comes from desalination, and that is only going to grow in the future. Water has an impact on all 17 Sustainable Development Goals. If you want renewable energy, if you want to have a sustainable city, if you want to get rid of poverty, if you want to improve health and well-being, if you want to improve livability, all of those require safe and secure water. In the world, 80% of the wastewater is actually returned to our environment, into our freshwater resources. Of that, only 60% is actually treated. That means that we are polluting our own freshwater resources, which are already scarce, and this has to stop. In Neom, there's no surface water. In fact, in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, there's no surface water. So water either has to come out of an aquifer, or water comes from a desalination plant. We plan not to touch the aquifers. In fact, we plan to stop all abstraction of water out of the ground. What that does is it increases the ground water level. You start to see grasses growing because their roots can reach that. So the intention is to produce all of Neom's water from desalination, and all of this with renewable energy. The whole idea about desalination is to take seawater and remove the salt, essentially the chemicals and minerals and the salts that are inside the water, and then creating fresh water and creating brine. Normally the brine goes back to the sea, and the fresh water is utilized by the population. However, for us, we are not putting the brine back into the sea. We are going to take the brine and process the chemicals and minerals in the water, not only for export, but also for utilization inside Neom. So we are doing a full circular economy inside Neom. We don't just look at conservation. Conservation means you're keeping it the way it is today. In Neom, we're talking about enhancing the environment. So whatever we do, whether it's production of water, production of renewable energy, it's all about livability, improving the livability by looking after the environment.
With 2 spots in the 5-car final secured earlier that day, it was now the turn of Genesis Andretti United, Acciona Sainz and Chip Ganassi Racing to take to the course to see who from semi-final 2 would be going to the main event.
And we are almost ready for the start of semi-final 2. This is a great battle. Leduc, Sands, Munnings, And we go green. The cars are away from the line, and it looks like a very even match so far. Andretti United on the right trying to ease through. Acciona Sainz getting a little bit of a run now, and Chip Ganassi to the left-hand side, just trying to drag race up to the first turn. So it's Acciona Sainz taking the line, but look at this, taking the outside line and trying to get on the inside for turn 2. Somehow they've found some great pace for Ganassi. We know Kyle Leduc is an absolute demon in the car, and he is proving to be very aggressive out there. And Sainz and Sands just trying to close the gap at the moment. Leia hunting him down.
Kyle Leduc is known for his flat-out driving approach, and he carved out a huge 15-second gap ahead of the competition coming into the switch zone. With first place in this semi-final seemingly out of reach, a one-lap shootout between Acciona Sainz and Genesis Andretti United for second place looked to be the last route through to the final.
So basically, this is a two-car race for second.
Yeah.
If they can both catch Sarah, they can both go through. But there's an argument, Jenny, that they should catch Sarah as, you know, as a pair. They could both go through, but they're never going to think that. They're both going to be thinking only one of us is going to make it. And Sarah, with a 15-second lead, is well capable of holding these two off. So I think this is a proper fight between them for the last spot in the final.
Okay, Timmy, you can do this. You can do this. Just get your rhythm. Smooth braking, smooth braking. Get him out of 4. Get him out of 4.
Oh,
That's
Hansen!
a massive roll for Hansen. Oh, he hit the top of the grass. It sent the car flicking over, and that is absolutely gutting for Timmy.
Timmy, you okay?
Yeah, okay.
I was hoping it was going to land on its wheels because it's not a hard impact. It wasn't a big shunt, it was just a bad bounce. The sand's coming through the window, and unfortunately Genesis Andretti United, that's the question answered, will not be in the final. So,
Oh, dearie me. What a way to end your weekend.
And with Genesis Andretti United hopes buried in the sand, Sarah Price and the Chip Ganassi machine just had to bring the car home for the win.
Sarah Price coming down the hill. Her and Kyle Leduc will be going through to the final for the second time in their Extreme E history. Let's hope they have a better run this time than they did last year. Brilliant job by Chip Ganassi Racing. The Hummer EV are through to the final. Carlos Sainz crosses the line, and the Dakar legend with his teammate Leia Sands will also be up for the win here in round 1 of Extreme E.
Nice work, Sarah. Good job. Held a 9-second gap there. Did exactly what we needed. Congratulations. Good drive.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a plan, but we kind of had to pull the trigger on hyperdrive on the start and get ahead and just put my head down and start grinding. And I made a couple major mistakes that probably killed a good 5-10 seconds out of that lap. So wasn't a good lap for me in the saddle. Pushed a little hard at the end to try to get it, aired it out, you know, Leduc style. But that's just what this team is all about, man. We work hard and we play hard too. So very happy to come in with a win and just a consecutive, consistent lap. She did great. I had a decent lap, and we're here. We're happy.
Nice job, guys. Johnny Hart.
We've had a good weekend up until now. You know, we finished qualifying in P2. Unfortunately, you know, it was tricky from the start for us. We chose our grid spots last night. We had first choice. Chose the same as Loeb and X44, and it didn't seem like the right choice for them or for us this time. So it was a kind of battle from there. And obviously, he had a job to do. And these bumps out here are so unpredictable in the desert that it really could happen anywhere. So yeah, glad he's okay, but really, really disappointing for the team.
With Acciona Sainz and Chip Ganassi Racing having secured their ticket to the main event alongside X44 and RXR, there was just one spot left to fill. But which of the remaining 4 teams would come out on top in the crazy race? By living as sustainably as possible, everyone can try to reduce their impact on our planet. 18th of March marks Global Recycling Day, which aims to raise awareness of how we should rethink our use of resources, as well as reducing and reusing our waste, something that is practiced throughout the Extreme E Championship. Through its legacy programs, it aims to promote renewable energy and delivers long-lasting, sustainable solutions for the communities it visits. By joining forces with the Counter-Sin community, Extreme E encourages its fans to take small steps to reduce their carbon footprint in their everyday life. On site, Extreme E has banned all single-use plastic, avoiding the use of approximately 75,000 water bottles in Season 1. And through the championship's Bring Your Own Bowl policy, over 32,000 disposable plates and utensils were saved from the bin. The Odyssey 21 cars themselves have sustainable elements. A third of the Continental cross-contact tyre is made from recycled rice husk silica and recycled plastic bottles. The cars are also charged sustainably via the on-site hydrogen fuel station provided by AFC Energy. Power needed for the event comes from a combination of solar panels, hydrogenated vegetable oil, generators, and upcycled electric bus batteries from Zenobē. Even the championship's trophies are recycled, as they are 3D printed using filament from consumer plastic waste. All of this and so many more sustainable practices are transported around the world on Extreme's floating paddock, the St. Helena, which is estimated to have reduced freight emissions by 5,200 tonnes of CO2 throughout Season 1. Next time on Electric Odyssey. We join the drivers as they head to the deserts of Neom to spend time with some of its wilder residents. Learn more about Extreme's battery technology.
We can charge faster, start colder, run harder, run longer.
And find out who comes out on top as the Desert X Prix draws to a close.